Hello and welcome back to my Devil May Cry 5 Hell and Hell S-Rank guide. This is Mission 7, United Front. If you want to try and speed things up a bit, as this mission is sort of long with Nero because of all the mandatory enemies, you can switch to V, turn on auto assist, and take your chances. But I would recommend that you go for Nero on this mission, as this mission is a blast to play with him, since all the mandatory fights can be done with just a standard air baseline, and thus will make for good opportunities to practice focusing on exceeding and see how high you can get the stall points up at the end. If you use the baseline and stay in the air, this mission should be nothing but fun, since there are no bosses on it, which along with the fact that you can take up to 2 hits should alleviate all the stress and allow for just having a good time with the game. There is one exception to the baseline though at the very end, in form of the first Proto Angelo, when this mission introduces. This enemy we're also going to use a very specific tactic against, that involves the Devil Trigger launch, and he should therefore not be a concern for worry at all. So if you've gotten this far, and you have also done mission 4 with V, which is his hardest mission in my opinion, but it's not that hard, you pretty much have the Worthy of Legend achievement, or at least the Highway to Hell achievement or trophy in your hand, depending on whether you S-rank Dante Must Die. I'm planning on making a guide for Dante Must Die difficulty in the foreseeable future with focus on Dante too, but it won't really get any harder from now on. We will be introduced to a couple of Hell Judekas, a few behemoths and some nobodies in the upcoming missions, but they do not really amount to any increase in difficulty. We have a baseline established for those enemies, and it involves the Devil Trigger launch, or just being very aggressive, so much so that you seldom will see them attack. A few people though have stated that the upcoming mission, Mission 8, is the hardest, not only Nero mission, but the hardest Hell and Hell mission in the game. While it can be tricky in terms of style points and getting the 5500, because of as well the nature of the fights on the mission, as the fact that you pretty much have to take damage on the boss and void that 2.0 no damage bonus. But it just requires some focus and knowledge about the game and the mission. Anyway, for mission 7 here is, as you've seen so far, it's just doing the baseline. This mission has a lot of riots, and riots are the best enemy to get stall points against, because everything you do on them stun locks them. You can just stay in the air, focus on exceeding. They have a lot of HP. So you can just focus on exceeding and getting the stall points up. And you're gonna fight the riots 2 times on this mission. So there's absolutely no reason at all to worry about stall points. And I think I'm gonna get a triple S from just doing the same thing over and over here. Yeah, there. I'm just using the baseline, focusing on exceeding, and I got a triple S. I initiated Devil Trigger here, not to as a safe strat, but just to speed up the fight a bit. Because what I'm doing here is when you kill a certain amount of enemies, they stop spawning from the big blood clot. So after you kill a sufficient amount, it will just disappear like it did here now. They throw in a Death Scissor here, but it's not going to give us any problems. It just attack 2 times, jump cancel, try to break her guard or anticipate that after you've done a few attacks she will counter attack, and you just Gerbera away, like you're seeing here. And I tried to break her guard there with the Devil Trigger launch, but it didn't work, and I defeated her by just depleting her health bar. And I got 5,840 points now. Let's see how high it can get at the end. And this particular fight coming up here can be a little bit tricky because of all the Antinoras and the tight spaces. But just focus on adapting. So whatever you snatch up, you adapt. So if you snatch up a Canina, you just do the regular baseline. And if you snatch up a Antinora, you do the jump cancel shooting and then grabbing when the charges run out. I'm just trying to adapt here. I got an Antinora there, so I did shooting with the gun and jump canceling. There I got the Canina. You see here, I'm just doing the baseline now on the Canina. And the blood cloth, the spawning blood cloth, is good for jump canceling off. If you want some, leeway, you can just jump cancel and attack the blood cloth, while the Antinoras reset their power armor and attack. I killed enough enemies here now, so the blood clot disappeared, but I'm just gonna finish the fight up. So that set me up by 100 salt points, and I didn't get, I don't think I got a triple S there, so it's more about keeping the S rank than it is getting fancy triple S ranks. As long as you get the S rank and keep it throughout the fight, you shouldn't worry whatsoever about style points on Hell and Hell. And the better you exceed, the more rank you will get. But it's not paramount or imperative to exceed. You will get the S rank from just doing the baseline without even exceeding at all. And here this fight has pyrobats, so I'm doing the jump cancel wire snatching to gain maximum height and get the camera up the other pyrobats, because they can shoot, so... And I was surrounded there, so I did Devil Trigger launch. Then just back into the baseline. But I would say that what you're seeing here now, just doing the baseline over and over, is easier and less tedious than trying to time the Dr. Faust meteor with Dante on the Hell and Hell missions. Dante is probably easier, but Nero at least surmounts to something that's fun and stimulating. Dante is just cheesing. So that fight there set me up by 300 style points, and as you saw there, I got an S rank pretty early, and I kept it, and I didn't get that many fancy triple S ranks, and here is a fight against more riots, so this is probably gonna set my style point up by a lot. And I'm just gonna focus on getting rid of all the riots here and not focus on the blood clot. The Death Scissor followed me up here, so I'll focus her first before I get back to the riots. Just to make this as predictable as possible. You shouldn't worry, because the Proto Angelo at the end is an easy fight, and you can take up to 2 hits per mission without any penalty. I was around there, so I launched him with the Devil Trigger. There's triple S. As you're seeing here, I do a move, jump cancel, wire snatch, move, jump cancel, wire snatch, move, jump cancel, wire snatch, over and over. That's all I'm doing here. And now I initiated the blood clot disappeared, so I initiated the Devil Trigger again to speed things up a bit. And doing the baseline refills your Devil Trigger. So you'll pretty much always have Devil Trigger when you need to. Or when you really need it, I should say. Alright, let's see the style points. 6,400. That's all the style points we're ever gonna need on this mission. You can pretty much play like crap on the Angelo and still get the S rank. But we're just gonna use the baseline on the Angelo against his minions, against the Scudo Angelos. And then we're gonna leave the Proto Angelo for last. And Devil Trigger launch him. Do a maximum bet, and after the maximum bet we're gonna grab him. And then that'll get him down to 50% of his health bar. Then it's just dodging his easy telegraphs attacks by just jumping. And on Hell in Hell, the Scudo Angelos, they take 1,000,000 years to kill. This fight here is almost 5 minutes long. I'm just doing the baseline on the Scudo Angelos. But, as you can see, I got all the gold orbs, and I don't have any worry here whatsoever at all. So the better you exceed here, the faster it will go. I'm kind of doing a not so very good job with the exceeds. It's getting the job done. And I think V has gotten knocked out, so he's not going to help in speeding things up here. He has been knocked out or he has glitched out of the map. I don't know which. I can't see him. And I can't see any attacks from Griffin. Or maybe they removed V on the higher difficulties, but I don't think so. I remember having V here on both Dante Must Die and Hell in Hell when I did the introductory video. Yeah, but it's just move, jump, cancel, wire smash, move, jump, cancel, wire smash. Focusing on exceeding, getting rid of the Scudos, leave the Proto Angelo for last. I'm gonna take the mandatory hit soon here after I finish the first Scudo Angelo. Just to show you that you can get the S rank without any problems if you take hits, as long as you do the baseline. Devil Trigger launch the Proto Angelo, do a maximum bet, and then grab him. Then that's how you fight the Proto Angelo. That's the baseline against him. So here comes the maximum bet. Do a grab immediately, and he's gonna stay stunned. I'm gonna get even more free attacks in on him. I'm just doing the Devil Trigger launch. For me, that is pressing up. Basically, I got half of his health down by just pressing up. And you see here, he starts attacking now, but his moves are telegraphed and you can just jump over them. You just jump when he telegraphs his attack and he will never ever hit you. There, he telegraphed, I jumped away. Just shot him a bit. And I jumped again. Now it's just finishing it. Alright. So the style point shouldn't be any problem whatsoever here on this mission because of the right fights. So I'm 900 over what we need.